Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Yeah, I guess to some of you, the game finished 4 hours ago, and I'm watching it now. I just finished watching it. Wow. 5-1. Oh my gosh. Yo, nah. Tuchel, man. You got to stop wearing them good luck charms they gave you in the religion of Buddhism. I think he's a Buddhist. Them good luck bracelets ain't working. Cause wow, 5-1. And honestly, we deserved it. The more frustrating thing about this is the fact that Nagelsmann's sending his goons to handle his business for him. That's really what was going on here. Julian couldn't fight on his own because he got sacked in that way. And so, yeah, he's legitimately sending his goons to do his bidding. You guys are probably wondering, where are you at, George? Well, I'm at my sister's house in a different state in America. And my club is beating me on vacation. I don't consider this a vacation. This state is cold. If the weather was warm and nice outside, it would be considered beautiful. I would consider it a vacation. But I can't believe what's going on here. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Well, what am I saying? We play like this every single game, except we don't play against clinical opponents. Yeah, that's the honest truth. The honest truth is that Bayern play this way every single game. This scoreline is Flick's entry theme. It's disappointing to hear, but let's be honest. This is what happens every game. Now, someone's going to probably go, oh, but the XG. Bleh. Do you understand that stats don't tell the full story? Because I looked at the XG when it was like 4-1, and it was like we had a higher XG than them. Like they had a 1.7, we had a 1.8. I hate that stat. It's the most pointless stat ever. XG doesn't quantify emotion before a shot. It doesn't tell you the player felt confident and really had a lot of focus on his mind, and that's why he converted. XG doesn't tell you any of that because XG is just what it sounds like. Uselessness. It's a useless stat. It can't quantify that the Frankfurt players are feeling confident and motivated before taking their shot, and therefore their shot was more accurate. I can't go and say, oh, the players didn't play today, because they play like this every game. And this is what's going to start happening, thrashings. Because Frankfurt just gave every team a blueprint of how to beat us this season. We were tactically outclassed. Frankfurt played out of the back with confidence. Instead of trying to spread play as quickly as possible, they had their midfielders very close to the field, which gave them options to play out of the back and gave them great moments of transition. And that kept happening over and over again. Did Frankfurt have better players than we did on that field today? Never. Never in a billion years. But did we lose the game in embarrassing fashion? We did. That's Bayern's identity. You know, for some reason, I was hoping that in the second half, we would resort to our identity to win us the game. See, that's what good teams do when they need to come back into the game. They resort to their ways of doing things. And then I realized we didn't have a way of doing things. We don't have an identity. We just play. That's it. We win, we lose. We played like this against Copenhagen. We played like this against Galatasaray. The difference is Frankfurt just had a lot more clinicality today than those teams. They were willing to finish their chances. Galatasaray were pumping us. They were eating us alive like sushi at their stadium. We got away with it because we have clinicality and they didn't. We had tooth up front and they didn't. Frankfurt had so much fluidity in their attack. I thought, in the first 13 minutes before they scored their first goal, I was like, they're getting a lot of the ball. They had a lot of the ball. I was like, at some point, though, they'll give up trying to keep this possession. But no, they kept going and kept going, found opportunities, and they got their attacking structure to consistently cause problems. I don't blame Kim. Was that the second goal where Kim got bodied? I don't know. Second or third. We conceded 5 today. So excuse me for not knowing the exact goal that led to what, or what led to this goal or that or the other one. Kim got bodied. I don't blame Kim because when your team's under pressure, you're under pressure as a defender. When your team's attacking, keeping the ball, and you lose it and defend, you actually feel confident. You're like, yeah, but when you're just getting piped up, at some point you just start giving up, man. You just give up and you don't run as fast. You're not as confident in your own abilities. And that's what I felt was prevalent today. I'm very disappointed, but I'm not shocked. That's the difference. I'm disappointed, not shocked. Now, we have a game in hand until, is it February? Is it January 24th? They said something like that. Last week we were supposed to play a game. I don't know which team was it? Was it Mines? Who were we supposed to play? Forgot, honestly. Yeah, and then the negotiations broke down. The snow decided to freeze the stadium, so the game had to be postponed. Yeah, that was crazy, huh? Damn, you guys haven't seen me in a week. How you guys feeling, man? Yeah, we were supposed to play that game. It didn't work out. And now, if Leverkusen win tomorrow, they have 14 games. We have 13. But now they could be 6 points ahead of us, right? They're playing Stuttgart. So they lose. They're still ahead of us. I mean, the point is, if Leverkusen beat Stuttgart and it's an away game, they'll just flat out be on 38 points and we're on 32. 6 points. Now, of course, we'll have a game in hand. Wait, no. Well, yeah. I'm right. So this is our first defeat this season. If Leverkusen draw, they would still be a point ahead of us, even if we had our game in hand and won it. Dortmund, by the way, got cooked today. Oh my gosh. Dortmund's recent form is yucky. They're finally playing the way I thought they should have been playing. These Fugazi results. Leipzig are 29 points. What? Leipzig are 3 points away from us. See, this is my fear. We're playing Stuttgart. Is that our next game? I believe we're playing, after Man United, December 17th, a week from now, we're playing Stuttgart. This is where I start looking at this like, all right, this is going to be skeptical. Because Stuttgart, believe it or not, are playing some great ball. Are they still winning every game? Yeah, they're third in the league. And here's the thing. It's a home game. Yeah, they could pull up and park the bus and use some of their quality to give us problems. We're playing United on Tuesday, and I'm not confident we can actually win that game based on how we play. I'm very, very skeptical about winning that game. And then we play Wolfsburg. It's like we play Stuttgart and Wolfsburg, two managers that, Sebastian Hoeneß wants to prove himself on a bigger stage, and a game against Bayern while Bayern are weak is the game he would love to have. And then Wolfsburg is Niko Kovac, who still probably resents us for sacking him the way we did and then going on to win the sextuple. He's going to want to beat us by any means necessary. So I expect a draw. I'm really, it's not going to be a high scoring game. I expect some kind of draw, 1-1 against Wolfsburg. If we don't beat Stuttgart and lose or even get a draw, now you're talking about a crisis before the end of the year. That is disappointing. And now, of course, as you guys know, we have the 2-week or 3-week break from the 20th till the 12th. The players have a break. Really, it's just a 2-week winter break, but it feels like more. It feels like a whole international break, man. It almost feels like a month, but it's a 3-week break. It's United. See, that's the problem. United got destroyed today, but imagine if things go their way. Because I believe, I mean, who plays first? Is it Galatasaray? So United need Galatasaray to lose because they could still qualify to the Europa League. Okay, I mean, let me look at these fixtures. Yeah, Galatasaray. Oh no, it's the same time, so United wouldn't know what scoreline they're fighting against. Okay, I mean, you look at Group A. If Copenhagen failed to, if United win, they're hoping for a draw. For Galatasaray to not win. But even then, United are still fighting for Europa League spot. So there's still something. Like they still want to be in Europe. A Europa League spot gives them a better opportunity at glory than a Champions League spot because they're going to lose in the Champions League. But in the Europa League, there's someone. They're a team that can win. They can win the competition. And so what I'm looking at here is a need for Bayern to win on Tuesday, right? We already ruined our Champions League home record. Can't get that back. I mean, of course, records are just records. They're supposed to be broken, not in a negative way, but you know what I mean. But I just didn't want us to be drawing a game against Galatasaray Copenhagen at home. I just don't want that. That's specifically what I'm against. I'm against losing or drawing games you should win. I don't mind losing to Man United if they were good, but they suck. And it's not like we dominated our group. Yeah, we barely grabbed the result in Turkey. We barely beat United at home. We barely win. That's the problem. We never win, and it's like, okay, we won. It's just we barely did it. And so I'm disappointed with the performance today, but I'm not surprised. That's the motto, man. I'm not in that mood anymore to be screaming about players and screaming about tactics. I know Tuchel, his tactic is to pass the ball to Sané. And you know what's disappointing? Thomas Tuchel, around the 40th minute, realized, oh, we're 3-0 down. Let me change something. And the tactical change his brilliant mind conjured was to move Leroy Sané from the left wing to the right wing and move Kingsley Coman from the right wing to the left wing. Why the hell didn't he start the game like that? And it's funny because it was Sané's pass to Kimmich that actually got the goal. It was a 2-yard pass, but the point is you set your players up in the positions they know well and in spots they've been playing well in. Why are you playing Sané at left wing to accommodate players like Kingsley Coman? Why Kingsley Coman? Please explain that to me. Comment ça va? Explain, Tuchel. Explain yourself. So I'm incredibly disappointed. Yeah. We just don't have anything. And, so look, a lot of the Tuchel fans say this. They say, none of this matters. Damn, Madrid are about to win every game in their group. That's crazy. Okay, a lot of Tuchel fans say this very statement to me every single time I talk to them about Tuchel. They say, but George, it doesn't matter how we play now because we've always had seasons where we played really well at the start, but then when it mattered in the Champions League group stages, we would, not group stages, the knockout rounds, we would fumble and start losing games. And now I'm in a position where I don't care anymore. I'm going to let Tuchel do what he wants. I don't even want to continue that bet that he gets sacked before March. I just want him to do as well as he can. And if he doesn't win the Champions League, then you sack him because this club is going to back him. Tuchel's pushing for Araujo from Barcelona. Sources are saying Tuchel got on a call with him and he's trying to court him to Bayern. It's like, all right, cool. I'm ready to see what you're trying to do here. But at the same time, I'm kind of getting bored. I'm getting bored. Okay, yeah, let's see if Bayern get a DM in January. That's important. But if you don't win everything, then, I mean, we can't win the Pokal. But it's like, all right, if his system is all about results, the results don't really confirm this is working. Because we've gotten worse results. We've lost in the DFB Pokal. And it's not like we're going, like super forward. Good choice for giving him time, even though he's not succeeding now. Right, so I'm just going to say, Tuchel, tell me, if you don't win the Champions League, you're getting sacked. We didn't hire you to win the Bundesliga. What, we just thought, we're struggling. No, we're not. So we were never struggling in the Bundesliga. We never struggled. So, yeah, absolutely. We will hold you accountable for not winning the Champions League if you do get backed in January. And you will. The club's talking about spending money. We will spend money in January. But we need a DM. So that's all I'm thinking about now. I'm thinking about, because look, what you're going to sack Tuchel in freaking December? No. I mean, I'd be against that just as much as I was against Nagelsmann getting sacked prematurely. You have to, if Tuchel's goal here was to come win the Champions League, he promised that to Harry Kane. He has to do it. If he doesn't do it, then you sack him. Then you're like, all right, cool, you failed. Let's go to someone else. Let's get Xabi Alonso. Let's go back to our project managers. Let's get a Hansi Flick Remontada going. That's only possible if Tuchel completely fails. I already saw the failure in my head, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just because I think he's going to fail does not mean he will. I don't think Tuchel's going to win the Champions League. I don't. I'm sorry. But if he does, then I was proven wrong. But my opinion should not mean he has to go now. I'm just saying we have to see his work, because Tuchel knows he knows he's getting sacked up if he doesn't win this Champions League. This club spent 100 million on Kane not to win the Bundesliga. We could have done that with any players we had and kept the same manager we had. So, yeah. Well, this league title is going to get really interesting, because now Leipzig they beat Dortmund. They're going to be full of confidence. And then now you have Stuttgart to worry about as a team you're playing against. So a lot of interesting things here. But I got to say, man, what the heck did Frankfurt do in that transfer window? Yo, Frankfurt got some bowlers, man. Yo, that Scheide guy, was that his name? Yo, that number 8 was moving the whole game, bruh. He moved me a little bit. Who is he, man? I gotta know. Who him, bruh? Gotta know if that's a future prospect or something. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, he felt like Lindstrom, but he moved better, man. I'm just saying, bro. He has that Algerians in him, bro. That Riyad Mahrez energy. Nah, not Riyad Mahrez, but you know what I mean. He just had that nice little flair to his game. They brought him in from Tolu, apparently. Okay. Let me see what's up with this Frankfurt team, man. Let me look at the starting 11, because some of these guys I didn't know. Mamouche. Yo, that guy, Mamouche guy was cooking. How about that Dina Jr. guy, man? That guy was also cooking. A Beanbay. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, bro. Wasn't that guy at PSG or something? He was. Frankfurt bottom straight up. Yeah, bro, that's a good sign. Yo, he should stick to Frankfurt. Is he left-footed? That guy's right. He's right-footed. Did he score twice? He was on a hat trick. Yeah, he's a great fullback, man. Or I don't know what his position is, but I like to think he could just be a fullback. But he was like kind of a winger, but also track back really far. Wait, when did Frankfurt get Robin Koch? I thought that man was at Leeds. Nah, he should just stay at Frankfurt. See that's why you shouldn't move to different clubs prematurely. Yo, I didn't know Tuchel was Brazilian. Yeah, that Buta guy too. Nah, they just have a nice little stable back line. But like they miss some defensive players in midfield. I feel like if they didn't cover as much distance as they did overall, Hugo Larsson, that goal was crazy, man. The way he chopped up Upa like that, it was kind of crazy. But yeah, nah, they had some like a really dynamic team. Mario Götze was on a level. He was cooking us too, bro. Götze was cooking us. How did Frankfurt revive Götze? Yo, what are they putting in his medicine? Because that boy has not been injured in 2 years. It's crazy. When all he was known for was injuries. Mr. Pizza Panda says the difference between Nagelsmann's sack and Tuchel's sack is we saw Nagelsmann building towards something. Bayern and the Tuchel look lost most of the time. We're just turning into Bayern Munich. Oh my gosh, bro. That was a cookage. Well, I mean, that's certainly true that we have not improved footballing wise under Tuchel. Like I felt like under Nagelsmann, if we could just get a DM, even though Nagelsmann didn't think we needed one, we would play better. Like we would have a more structured defense, and then the attack could just keep flowing the way it was. Because under Nagelsmann, we didn't lack attacking structure. I mean, sometimes we did, but I remember against Barcelona, for example, like the goals we were scoring in that second half. Remember at the Allianz Arena, Barcelona came through and they were cooking. But we just turned it up in the second half and won the game 2-0. So I always felt we had the attacking structure and the plan in the attack to get the job done. But it was just the overall game that annoyed me. We just could not. We would dominate teams with possession sometimes, but it felt like it had to be forced. So whereas under Tuchel, the reason we didn't look like we could make a comeback is because when you want to make a comeback, it's because you played bad. But it felt like we were playing just normal, except we were shocked by how also competent Frankfurt could be in front of goal. That was the difference. So it wasn't like we just played that bad. I mean, yeah, of course, Alphonso Davies. Oh my gosh, bro, go to Madrid. You suck. Nah, I'm not feeling sorry for you with these monkey emojis that are going to be coming your way on your Instagram. My man was slipping. He was losing the ball with every touch. So yeah, of course, we had individual howlers, as they call them. But I feel our biggest downfall in this game was perhaps our inability to conjure a consistent rhythm. And that's the problem. Look, I think Tuchel wants to play like Carlo Ancelotti, where he's pragmatic. I love Carlo. Carlo is my favorite manager of all time. I'm reading his book. I love Carlo Ancelotti. So people think I just care about possession, but the difference with Carlo and Tuchel is that Carlo Ancelotti is tactically pragmatic. He has a system that his players rely on. And he drills very important principles into his team that they rely on consistently. Whereas Tuchel is just pragmatic, where he just wants the team to set up a little bit more negatively and more balanced to allow for more defensiveness. So that's the difference. Carlo, when his team is like 2-0 down, they can turn the game around because they can go, all right, cool. Let's keep the ball a little bit longer than usual. right? Let's actually move forward. Let's open ourselves up on purpose. Let's push forward. Vinny, I need you here. Like there's a system. Whereas when we push forward, we don't know what we're doing. We're just we don't look like we train every week. I don't think if a team pressed us consistently, we could actually play out of the back every single. I feel like you watch Spurs, and I know Spurs aren't in their best, like they're not playing their best, like they're not getting the best results. But you watch them and you go, wow, they can play out of the back, out of any situation. Man City, the same thing. Liverpool, the same thing. They play out of the back consistently in a very structured manner. I'm not saying you have to play out of the back every time you have the ball at the back. I'm saying you have to have the ability to do it. We don't have the ability to. It's almost random. It's like, one time we get it, it looks really good. And most times it's like, we can't do it. We just go long. And Kane has to jump for a header. So Frankfurt were doing it. You could see what their plan was. They weren't doing their typical back five that they would do under Oliver Glasner. They had a 4 at the back system, and their center backs were ready to receive the ball. Their fullbacks were wide in build-up. Their midfielders weren't hugging half space positions up higher up the field. They were closer to each other, which meant our team would be closer. I mean, it was deliberate. By coming in closer to draw numbers into midfield, they gave their fullbacks the ability to receive the ball. And then their midfielders whichever midfielder was closer to the ball side, would join in the buildup and receive the ball, while the fullback who had just gotten it to pass it to the midfielder would run. And then there was just a triangle created. And then because they had no, set striker, it allowed, Mamouche and Shabe to drop deeper, get the ball, and then the fullback who was involved in buildup would be overlapping, or their wingers who basically fullbacks in my eyes. They kind of felt like they were. I mean, come on. Knauf is basically a wingback, and so is Dina Mbembe in the way they play. But the point is, they would be ready to overlap, create crossing. That Buddha guy, their right back, the amount of crosses that guy was getting in was actually so crazy. There was a time where this guy got at least. I mean, I think their first goal came from Mazraoui misclearance, and then it went to their number 8, Shabe, and he hit the post, and then it got to. Who did it get to? Who's the other guy? Yeah, the other striker, the Mamouche. No, it wasn't Mamouche. The Mamouche. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, there was a consistent structure, and you could see that over and over again. Either the fullbacks or the wingback/fullbacks overlapped to a position to cross, or they overlapped to a position to shoot. That was the main difference. Oh, Hugo Larsson scored the first goal. All right. Look at that guy, man. Is there an emergency meeting going on? No, there's an emergency meeting right here on this channel, man. Maybe let me read some Thomas Tuchel band quotes and see what Tuchel was actually saying about this game. Adino topped Milana's conversation with Sani after the game. Had a great relationship with him in Munich. I have a very high opinion of him. I just told him to keep it up. Yeah, Nagelsmann sending his goons to handle his business, man. Tuchel, we expected Frankfurt to play a back 4. They did play a back 4, but on the team sheet, it looked like a back 5. Maybe we gave too much information to the team after the warm-up. Are you dumb? Dude, it shouldn't matter if Frankfurt pull up with a back 5 or a back 2 or a back 10. We're playing the same way. That's the difference. So on their team sheet, it looked like Dina Mbembe would be a left wing back, or Tuta would be the left wing back, and Mbembe would have been on the right. And so Tuchel thought they would play with Robin Koch, the number 5 or 3, the guy one of their center backs who was playing as a left back, but technically almost like a third center back. Their structure was just a lot more. And he said that probably was a piece of the puzzle today, and took a little bit of focus away from what we actually wanted. You shouldn't want what you want based on your opponent. No. Dino Topmulla with his former players. He's out here hugging Sane, trying to get him. He's trying to reel him into Frankfurt, a big club. Tuchel said we deserved to lose. It was a strange game. We won the XG. Nah, this guy just said we won the XG. But Frankfurt did everything today. We didn't play well, but the scoreline is a bit strange. No, it wasn't strange. Bro, shut up about we won the XG. Oh my gosh. Did this guy just say we won the XG? Can you please get over this XG nonsense? When your team is 4-1 down and you get a big chance, bro, even if you scored that big chance and that big chance was like 0.9 XG, that doesn't mean you had to score it because you were already out of confidence. I'm disgusted by that comment. He said we won the XG. We shouldn't be looking to try to win XG. We should be trying to win the game. This guy just said we won the XG. Bruh, look, that's like saying, oh man, the girl didn't give me her number, but at least she looked my way. Bro, shut up, man. Just because she looked your way does not mean she was going to give you her number. And that's not a thing you should say. You should just go, unfortunate, and move on. Don't try to sugarcoat me and try to go, but we won the XG. That is irritating. Nah, man. That's crazy. This guy just said we won the XG. But we won the XG. Ridiculousness, man. It's crazy. I would still prefer Pavard as I did back then. Yeah, get out of here, bro. You think Pavard makes what's with the depressing setup? It's depressing, bro. I'm traveling, man. What you mean depressing? Nah, setup's fine. I got my laptop. I got 2 little lights. I got the drapes killing my lighting. It's all good, man. This is the same guy who said he was already happy after the first leg at Manchester. Well, the first leg was in Munich against Manchester. The first leg versus Manchester. Can we beat United with this form? Look, I think United are going to be up for it. They are putting all their eggs into that game because if they win it, they'll probably get the Europa League spot. If they draw it, they're just gonna lose. So they're gonna go in for it. And if we're not careful, we could get smoked there too. We need more of the win. No, you don't. We're gonna come in winning, like trying to win the game, because there's millions to be made, bro. Every game in the Champions League is a must win. Even if you qualified, you got to win because you got money to make. You got transfer fees to worry about in a few months. Actually, that's why there's so suddenly 50 transfer stories per second, because the transfer window is 2 weeks away. That's why everyone's talking about transfers now. Because I was like, wait, why are we still talking about transfers? Yeah, because the window's about to open. Yeah, no, we need that game. We got to win it. We got to restore our integrity. You don't want players get injured. We ain't got nothing going on. Don't worry, G. We ain't got nothing going on. We got Stuttgart, and who we got next? Who's our last game? We got Wolfsburg, and that's it, bro. You our biggest game. We ain't got nothing going on, man. Got to win that game. It's a must win in my eyes, bro. It's a must win. We are in a must win situation. Have to win against United. I won't say we were outclassed. Every goal was an individual mistake. If every goal is an individual mistake and the team didn't play well, I'm sorry to inform you, but that is the legal definition of outclassed. We were outclassed in duels, so that means we were forced to make it. It's not like UPA just not Upa, but whoever made some mistake. It's not like they got the ball and said, "All right, cool, I'm gonna throw this game." No, Frankfurt pressed very intensely and very strategically. They weren't pressing us like just like maniacs. They would choose. They clearly targeted Kim. Kim was the target. Like even when we were just passing the ball around, Kim would get slightly more pressure, and Frankfurt happened to have had just a few more men around the ball when needed. The midfield battle, even though they had some inexperience in their midfield, it was won completely. Hugo Larsson was always there, winning headers and bringing the ball down. And then when they had the ball, their plan was strategically better than our plan. And they outmaneuvered us in very tight situations, played around us. That's the definition of outclassed. We were tactically beaten. Tuchel said it himself. He was like, "Yo, I thought they were going to play a back four. They tricked me with their weird back four, back five hybrid." That's what he said. Even though as a coach for Bayern, you don't get to go, the opponent surprised me. No, you should surprise the opponent. The opponent should think Bayern are going to play like this, and instead we play exactly like that and still beat them. But the difference is we don't have a system. And that's the problem, right? This is why I get irritated with excuses. We are in a situation, we're worse off now than we were a few years ago. And we have better players. Kane's better than Lewandowski. Sané is in the form of his life, so we have a better Sané now than we did then. We have a better Musiala now than we did then. Kingsley Coman, I guess, is older, so he should be better. We have a lot of players that should be playing better than they are. And the reason is that we don't have a system that fits them the best. We're not getting the most out of every player in this team. And this is a problem. So what am I saying? I'm saying I don't believe Tuchel is going to win the Champions League, but I'm willing to give him the time. I'm giving up complaining about Tuchel. And I'm saying, but I'm not saying there's a difference between complaining and objective criticism. I'm looking at criticism, or I'm looking at things to criticize in this game, and there's many. And it's the things I've been saying before. And so I'm not just sitting here blindly saying, "Oh, we don't have a system," and the sustained pattern isn't really there to see. It's not visible. I'm just stating what I see. And it's the same thing I've seen before. So give Tuchel his season, give him some players, and if he doesn't win the Champions League, sack him. There's no emotion with this decision for me. The only problem is I'm going to hate every game. Even when we win, I'm like, we just don't play like we should, Yeah, I'm willing to have us lose some aspects of our game, some facets of our play style, our identity as a dominant team, just to see us get results. But the problem is we're not getting the results. Our results are always barely, If we were saving all our energy for more important games, wouldn't this game technically be important to kind of get one up on Frankfurt? But okay, let's say we're saving all our energy for the second half of the season, and that's when we're going to start playing well. Okay, when we get some players, we'll start playing out of this world ball, right? Beautiful. Okay. Oh, by the way, we signed Brian Zaragoza, so I did not make a video on him because honestly, I'm out here traveling. Nah, that was not an excuse. I could have turned on this camera and just made a video. I was busy, man. I'm out here babysitting my new niece, so it's a lot. I'm out here babysitting. Nah, I got all kinds of excuses. I'm like a Tuchel fan. I am done with Kingsley Coman. Yeah, but here's the thing: he's going to give us a nice little purple patch towards the end of the season, and everyone's going to forget that he's actually a 28-year-old man who still can't make up his mind in the attack. No precision, no speed, no fight. Everything was missing. Can you not apply that to almost every game we play now? Board considering to not sack Tuchel immediately. No. Yeah, I don't think we're going to sack Tuchel. If he loses these next 2 games, yeah, he's gone. He's gone because the club's not going to stand for it, because that's basically the league gone, because we'd be 9 points behind Leverkusen. If Leverkusen win tomorrow, it's 6 points. We have a game in hand. But if we lose twice and then they win twice, that's 9 points. And at that point, you start thinking, we're finito. Muchas finito. Muy finished. We are very finished. By the way, hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I would not mind Casemiro, but is he the guy anymore? I think Ten Hag just falls apart with players, but I don't know. I don't know. I do not know, boys and girls. Was born in Bavaria. This is not FC Bayern. I would agree with you. I wasn't born in Bavaria either, but I know what you mean. I think a lot of people, I don't know. I know you guys are, I'm 21, so, and I'm starting to feel old, because I've been watching Bayern for close to 10 years, since I was like 13 or something like that. When I actually, because there was a time where why would anyone sit and watch the sport? Now I sit and watch the games on replay. But I remember what Pep Guardiola's football was like. Bro, we actually just bulldozed every team. And when we lost, it was devastating, because we were supposed to win every game. And I think Pep set a standard for, I didn't watch Yup Ball with as much like maturity as I watched Pep Ball, or I understood Pep Ball to be. Right. It was only until like 2018 that I was like, all right, cool, I gotta watch every game. But because your boy was broke, you had to watch what you could get, and those games are probably only Champions League games at that time. So, but Pep Ball was just that. It was beautiful to watch. We were dominating. We set records. We scored goals. And see, this is the annoying thing, right? Someone yesterday was like, Bayern are unbeaten. But then you get beaten 5-1. So we have lost our play style. We have been diluted our identity has been diluted. I feel like we're trying to play as though we're not the best team in Germany. We're trying to deliberately play less dominant for some reason, right? Because we believe in bigger games, transitions win you games. Of course, that's true. Every big game is always decided by 1 or 2 transitional moments. And that's a fact. And so I think Bayern are trying to hone in on that. But the truth is, we can play a dominant style in every league game. But when it matters in the Champions League, we can just play less of that. We can agree as a team to say, in this game, we don't have to have 60% possession. If it's a team we should have 60% possession against, we should. And then we'll rely on our counters and our speed. But it's almost like we do that every game now. We just say, all right, cool, we're playing Mainz. All right, Mainz, we won't overwhelm you. I mean, Hansi Flick brought back that Bayern identity, that way of just complete game obliteration, dominance. And he proved that it could work in even the big games where we were ruthless. I actually have a feeling if we were playing Barcelona under Tuchel and the scoreline was like 3-1, that it would end 3-1. Whereas Flick is like, we want more. And that opened us up to counterattacks, but it's the risk you take to entertain. And at the end of the day, this club will always strive to be an entertainment franchise because, believe it or not, that's how they keep the club running, by making a very entertaining team. If more people watch the team, more broadcasting revenue, more jerseys sold, more players that want to play for that team. That's the point. Unless we just become maniacs about winning the Champions League like Real Madrid, then your play style doesn't matter. It's all about winning the big prize. And players will want to be a part of that as well. But the truth is, Bayern will, in the long run, need to have the identity. We can't have another season like last one where we get cooked at early stages in competitions and risk losing the league. We could lose this league. I know we're all laughing at Bayern Neverkusen. Yeah, it's true. It's a joke. But come on, like, they're getting ridiculously comfortable being on top. Tomorrow, if they win, I'm going to actually be convinced that they could do it. Because, I mean, it's football, right? I mean, true, right? We could just win every game from now on to the end of the season. See this guy, it's just one loss. Now we can focus on the UCL 100%. Okay, so that means we were always focused on the UCL. So why did we barely win every game in the Champions League? If this is my thing now, it's like, what are we saving this energy for? Or is it because we're not playing well and that's it? Like, there's no plan to focus on one thing. Why did we barely beat Man United, a team that was basically dead in the water? Why? Why did we almost lose that game? Why did we basically get cooked by Galatasaray? Right? Because in an alternative universe, if Galatasaray are able to finish their chances, we lose in Turkey. Let's say we win in Munich. We could have lost in Copenhagen very easily until Musiala and the Canes. We won 2-0, but I don't remember who scored the second goal. But like in a different world, if Galatasaray beats us, now we're like, what are we focusing on? Now it looks bad because we're down in the league. We have a worse Champions League record. And so now I'm trying to look at this 5 months from now. Sorry, no, that's too long. 3 months from now, and I'm like, all right, are we still in the Champions League? Right? It's almost March 2024. Are we still in the Champions League? How did we perform in our round of 16 games? Who do we play? If we played a team like Napoli, did we beat them convincingly? Or did we lose? Or did we, what happened? Right? That's where I'm trying to imagine us. All right, cool. We did get a DM, but did the DM make us play better? If playing a game against some bottom of the table team isn't going to make us play better, a DM, we don't need a DM to play well. You need a DM to defend well. So, okay. All right, cool. Maybe we are more organized in the defense when we have a DM, but are we like a better footballing team? That's my question. Okay, let's say we're not a better footballing team, but do we get better results? Do we lose ever? All right, that's the question. So, yeah, all right. Well, almost 50 minutes in. That was a trash Barca team, though. No, it wasn't. Are you telling me? Look, the reason it was trash is because we beat them. But at the time, Barcelona fans really thought they could beat Bayern. They thought they had Messi, and are you telling me Messi just sucked? No, their coaching wasn't great, but they still won La Liga that year, didn't they? No, I think that might have been the year Madrid won it. The truth is, Barcelona was they still, of course, they needed a rebuild. They had players like Piqué still there, but it's not like everyone was that finished. They had Messi, Suarez was still, one of their guys. Dembele and all these guys were still trying, right? It's like, if you get trashed as a team 8-2, it doesn't matter how bad you are. It's because the other team has to be just that much better than you. And maybe you are bad. This guy says, stop lying. Okay, Barcelona was trash. Was Spurs trash that year? No, they were in the Champions League final the year before. Wait, were they in the Champions League? Yeah, in 2020. Well, we beat them in 2019. And then they sacked Pochettino in that time, and Mourinho was the coach for the second leg, right? We still beat Spurs. We obliterated a Dortmund team that was actually doing very well. We cooked Lyon, and that they were a team in their prime. I think that's when they had a lot of good players. We cooked Chelsea, a younger team, but again, any team is dangerous. We beat PSG. But here's the thing, we didn't just do it like luck. It was like deliberate domination of an entire competition. This guy said COVID tax. If you don't think it was harder to play football without the support of your fans, then you're an idiot. Football becomes more dumped down when you have no one supporting you. It actually becomes harder to win games. Why are you motivated if you have no one screaming your name? Both teams would have had the exact same obstacle in different ways. So COVID tax makes no sense. You're an idiot for saying that. So are you telling me Liverpool's league title meant nothing? COVID tax. No, they still won the league. It was probably tougher. It was closer than ever, and they won it. So yeah, I don't know. These guys are stupid, man. Well, yeah, the 2013 Bayern team was greater. Yeah, we were a greater team. So it's almost like anytime a team wins a competition, people just want to kind of ignore what it took that team to get to where they were or where they are. That's really what it is. It's to undermine that team. It's stupid. It's like you could just appreciate that Bayern in 2020 were just by far the best team in the world. Like we dominated everyone. We had a strategy that completely took Europe by storm. We played football in the most expressive manner. We gave every team problems. We were relentless in the attack and we defended like maniacs. We did, right? People just can't admit that because they want to sit there and undermine Bayern as an institution, and they just can't believe that a team can be that good. And that's the truth. That's why they go, oh, but COVID tax. Really? COVID was why every team was just losing to us by like 7 every game? COVID tax? Yeah, it's so crazy. Some weirdos, man. But it is what it is. I hope Vitz comes to us. Yeah, it's just I'm jealous. But what I will say is it feels different to win a competition with your fans in the stadium than it feels with your fans not in the stadium. So we should probably try our best to bring uh, or to win the Champions League with 50,000 Bayern fans in some stadium somewhere. All right, thank you ever so much for watching. Mia, send me, and peace.